When you guys watch my travel videos and I'm like prancing around in a bikini, know that like right after I upload that, my dad is on my ass being like, why did you post that? Like, grandma, I'm on a diet. What's a diet? You wanna die? Eat. Why did you get an A-? Is there gonna be smoking there? Is there gonna be drinking there? Are you gonna be safe? My friends will say something to him and he'll be like, and I'll be like, Dad, it was a question. For those of you that like cannot relate to a single one of these, damn, life must be good for you. Hey guys, it's Hailey for a very specific audience, and that being, you can probably tell by the title, foreign parents and us, the offspring of those foreign parents. And nothing against the fact that they're foreign or, you know, come from a different country or whatever. I feel like the culture and the way you're raised obviously varies based on where you were born. First time I moved to the States was when I was in middle school, and then I moved back to Turkey, and that's where I'm originally from. So this is kind of also like Turkey as in like kind of like European, kind of Middle Eastern, but I do believe that no matter where you come from, there are certain like ways that you're raised and like moral values that kind of intersect, and like I can relate to my friends who have foreign parents. So I asked you guys on Instagram to share with me your like foreign parents probs, and I'm gonna be reading some of them. They are quite entertaining and I can literally relate to every single one of them no matter where you originate from. So if you're foreign or your parents are foreign and you just want to be like snaps to that, just keep watching this video because I'm sure you're gonna be able to relate to quite a lot. So Jessica Mattis, who I follow on Instagram, she's such a cutie, she said, parents thinking that you'll die if you go outside with wet hair and that the air current will make you sick. I have never related to something more in my life. They think that if your hair is wet and you're just in the air current, like they have such an obsession with air currents. Like you cannot sit in a hallway where there's a breeze going because according to them, you will like get sick and die. My friend Sean Tagdis said, don't understand American kids tell their parents to off but get mad when we grown. Even in TVs, or even like when I go to like my like legit American friends' houses, which I don't have many, they'll sometimes be like, Mom, just leave me alone, or they'll be like, Mom, shut up. If I told my parents to shut up, like I can't even be like, shut the fuck up, like that's, you wanna die? Do that. Oh, this is so true. When you go out one night and can't go out the next day because you've had enough. I have never related to something more in my life. This was more true when I was in high school. Sophomore, junior year, I either could pick Fridays to go out or Saturday nights. Let me know if you agree with this too, but let's say you hung out with your friends all day Friday. You have to come home after hanging out with them during the day and stay home for like a chunk of time before you want to go out that night. Like I can't spend the whole day out or else my parents will be like, you know, thinking I'm like joining a gang or doing illegal things. Second of all, if I went out Friday night, it was very unlikely I would get permission to go out Saturday night because they're like, well, you already had your fun, like stay at home a little. Like Mom, Dad, what's wrong with having fun twice a week, you know? They're like, no, we don't want you to end up like the bad kids. They won't understand friendships with boys. Snaps to that! Never agreed more. Oh my god. Every time I bring like a guy friend to my house just like to hang out, after they leave, my dad will be like, so is that your new boyfriend? Or like he'll always like catch me on my phone like just Snapchatting my guy friends, and he'll be like, why is she only talking to boys? When they walk in a grocery store and ask for something that doesn't exist. And the thing is, they'll always make you ask like the store worker. They'll be like, go ask them if they have this. And it's like, Mom, like I don't even know what that is. They're never gonna know. She's like, shh, they know what that is. Go ask them what that is. And then you go ask them like being like, hey, do you have it's been 4 years, mother, like get over it. Spicy tomato paste with walnuts in them. And they'll be like, what? And then you'll feel awkward, even though you never wanted to ask that in the first place. It was completely them that forced you to do it. Gossip in a different language with your parents. See, being foreign does come with perks because usually if you're foreign, you're bilingual, sometimes you're trilingual. When you're in public and you want to talk shit about people, or maybe not just talk shit, but just be like, oh my god, do you see her pants? But I have been in situations way too many times where I'll say something in Turkish about someone else, like being like, Mom, look at her Botox. And they'll like turn around and be like, merhaba. And I'm like, Oh my god. They spoke back Turkish to me. Like, they understood what I said. So I try not to do this anymore because, yeah, I've just been caught a little bit too much. They excuse how they treat you a certain way because they were raised like that. Oh my god. Sometimes they'll be so unreasonable and I'll try to get them to reason with me being like, yeah, but why? Why can't I go out 2 nights in a row? This isn't like that anymore. Obviously, I'm 18. I went off to college. I'm a little bit more independent. And they'll be like, because that's how I was raised. When you're like, yeah, but you were born in 1960s. I was born in 2000. Just because you were raised like that doesn't, and then he's like, this is culture. This is tradition. It's like the worst excuse in the world. Like, times are morphing. Gotta morph with me. Asking me to write every single email or text to someone to make sure there's no mistakes. You guys get me too well. This is so true, especially with my dad. If there was a problem with the phone bill, I had to call AT&T. If we had to text our landlord to be like, yo, like the toilet is clogged, I still need to do that. I still need to like help him put together the text to text the plumber. Not complaining, just a little bit. You're always on duty. When they try to talk to your friends in English, this is cute. I feel like my mom's like, she's fine, you know. With my dad, sometimes he just gives up. My friends will say something to him and he'll be like, and I'll be like, Dad, it was a question. And he'll be like, what? I feel like I'm making fun of them. I'm not. It's just like funny to talk about it. Like, I appreciate them and how they are in every single way. I feel like if I wasn't foreign, like, I'm so grateful I am. I'm so happy that I can like be 2 different people in my head sometimes, think in 2 different languages, 2 different perspectives on life, just because you're more aware and you have a better grasp on like worldly views. Not understanding the way you do math at your school. I have never in my life been able to ask my parents for science or math or English or American history, like any homework help basically. Back in their day where they were from, they were taught like the 4 fundamental operations, like multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division. And that's as far as their, you know, math abilities go. When I was in calculus AB, boy, they would look at me and be like, what is happening? Because I would take like 2 sheets of paper to do 1 problem. And they would be like, are you okay? And I'd be like, oh my god, this is so true. Maybe this is more like an international thing because this is just like grandmas being grandmas. If your grandma asks you if you want more food and you say no and she forces you to say yes. My grandma doesn't even ask me. Like, seconds and even thirds are just put on my plate without my, you know, approval. My grandma thinks I like starve myself or something. Like, I'm always too skinny for her. I always don't eat enough. Grandma, I'm on a diet. What's a diet? You want to die? Eat. Tea everywhere. And they don't mean gossip. They mean actually tea. I've never met people that consume so much tea. Like, why? Why do you have to have 7 cups of tea a day? I don't know. No sleepovers. This is still true for me to this day. Like, I am 18 years old. It's very hard for me to get my parents to agree for me to like sleep over at a friend's house. Like, even if I have literally known them for years, it's very like, yeah, but I don't know their parents. Like, I've obviously have slept over at places because it happens, but like my friends that like go over to their friends' houses and they're like, they just text their mom like, Mom, I think I'm just gonna sleep here for tonight, and their parents are like, okay honey, see you tomorrow morning. I'll literally be like, why did the universe not, you know, allow that to happen to me? I literally have to call my mom and be like, Mom, it's like really late. I don't want to drive back. Like, please understand. I'm here. Like, this is the address. You have me on tracker. Like, please. And then she'll be like, fine. Don't let it happen again. Asking you 10,000 questions before going out. Who are you going with? Where are you going? How long are you gonna be there? Is there gonna be smoking there? Is there gonna be drinking there? Are you gonna be safe? When are you gonna come back? When are you gonna leave? How far is it? What are you wearing? Why are you wearing that? That's not okay. Those are the very like basic questions. For those of you that like cannot relate to a single one of these, damn, life must be good for you. Always asking for good grades. If I got A minuses like in middle school, my parents would literally be like, why did you get an A minus? I have gotten B's and they've been like, that's just terrible. Like, they've just been like, wow, where did we go wrong? And I'm like, it's a B. When I'm like, yeah, Mom, but like Becky got a C, or like the class average was a C and I got an A minus. They're like, we don't care about other people. We only care about you. Like, you can never compare yourself to other people. You can only compare yourself to yourself, or you're like your mom's like friend's daughter that got a higher grade than you. Like, that's the only person that you can be compared to. Your lunches at school. Oh my god. Okay, Okay, so like I would always bring like Turkish food for lunch while my friends are like bringing like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and they would look at my food and be like, what are you eating? Or sometimes we would eat in the classroom and my food would always be like the smelliest one out of everyone. I would be like, Mom, can you make me a grilled cheese? She's like, you just want cheese and bread? What? What's wrong with you? Mac and cheese, that's not a food. Grilled cheese, that's not a food. French fries, those are not foods. Oh, let me keep going. Vegetarianism and veganism, they will never understand. Like, they will literally look at you and be like, you're crazy. When I went vegetarian, I have never gotten more shit. And I still do to this day. I have been vegetarian for 4 years, and my mom will still make food with like beef in them and be like, who cares if you have a little? It's like, Mom, I can't have a little. Like, that's not how it works. Like, I'm a vegetarian. Like, having a little still is against the rules. It's been 4 years, mother. Like, get over it. Always take your shoes off when going into the house. I get yelled at so often, and I always have to, like, my friends, like, at this point, I'm like, just go in. Like, I don't freaking care. And my mom will always be so mad after. While everyone on vacations in the Bahamas, you vacation in the homeland for like 3 months. Bro, my friends will be like, yeah, we're going to Cancun with my family for like a week and a half. Then we're going to just kick it in LA. For me, it's like the day school ends, I go to Turkey and I stay back till like the day before school starts, and I'm in Turkey for like 3 months. That used to be my life every single summer. Now that I'm like older, I can like plan my own trips kind of, starting like last year, but I'm still overseas for so long. Like, independency is a very hard concept to like fully like grasp. Even if you're legally an adult, you were still a child probably until you get married. No matter how long they've known your friends, they still don't know their names. My dad will introduce himself to my friends he's met 7 times. No short pants skirts, okay? If you only knew. I think me and my parents, me and my dad more so, have thought about the clothes I wear and showing skin more times than like anything else. When you guys watch my travel videos and I'm like prancing around in a bikini, know that like right after I upload that, my dad is on my ass being like, why did you post that? Like, literally that will be my life. They're so strict. Even like farther relatives will be like, why is she wearing that? Anything I wear, they'll be like, she's a hoe. And it's like the clothes I wear don't determine my sexual desires. Try explaining that to someone who was born in 1962 in Turkey. Like, oh God, it's a struggle. If I'm going out and I'm wearing like kind of a Scandi outfit, my jacket will be zipped up. I'm 18 years old, I still do that. And I feel like exposing myself to like this to you guys is like kind of relieving. Especially my Turkish fans will be like, how do your parents let you wear that? Like, they don't. I just rebel. Basically, I think you're on a dead end no matter what you do. Like, they're always right, you're always wrong. But I also think that because you go through so many struggles growing up, it really finds its way back to you when you're older. And when you look back, at least I'm hoping, this is how I kind of like, you know, keep myself to calm down and hope for the best. I'm hoping that it'll like come back to me in a positive way where I'll appreciate it and I'll understand like the values that they are teaching me, you know, when I'm older and more mature. Because that's what my dad tells me. He tells me when I'm like 30, I'm gonna be grateful for the way I was raised. Still waiting to like hit that 3-0, you know, just because I don't feel it now. I really don't, Father. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you could relate to any of these, or if you have more that you would like to share, and we could have we could have a party down in the comment section, going back and forth, being like, yo, my parents do that too. Let me know if you want me to like film more interactive videos with you guys where, you know, I read off some of the things that you share with me. I really like filming these types of videos. I feel like it gets me to like relate to you and connect with you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. I love you guys so much, all the way to Pluto and back. Bye.